that knows how hard getting any win on any day is. And you want this one against your classmate as much as any.
Cairo Santos out for the opening kick. And here we go from Chicago. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
Your goal as a quarterback going into each and every season is to have a touchdown to interception ratio, Kate, of somewhere 2 to 3, and if you're great, 4 to 1. Anytime it's upside down like his outing last week with 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, you know that's not sustainable. It could lead to an awful lot of L's.
He's got a gain of 6 there. That was Montez Sweat who took him down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. First carry here for Aaron Jones. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. All right, here we go, 2nd down. Jones once more. Into the secondary past the 40. And he gets this all the way to the 31-yard line. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
They've got first down from the 31. Staying on the ground with Jones. And he's brought down for a loss. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Let's go now. Check.
Out of the gun, a give to Jones. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
Ready up.
From the gun, Jones gets it. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Let's go.
Has the connection to Hopkinson. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal.
Here we go. Set.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make an impact later.
Oh, surprise gift to the receiver near the goal line. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Ready.
3rd and goal for McCarthy. And he finds him in the end zone for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings finish up an excellent opening series. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
That one right down the middle. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Has this at the 6. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. So here come the Bears as they get set for their debut series. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you can put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair and eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
His first throw is an interception. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And it's a pick six as he runs it in for the touchdown. So now it's 13-zip, Brock, and they've got to be even happier knowing that multiple phases of their game contributed to this lead early on.
Yeah, I'm going to guess the defense probably not going to keep up with the offensive scoring touchdown for touchdown, but you can't script a better start.
Reichert on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. He's going to field this at the 2. This return makes it up to the 25. Back out comes the Chicago offense for their second drive. They aren't even quite sure what this team is going to settle in as this season, Brock, but already this is an important contest for them that could have postseason implications down the line. Here's Swift to start the drive. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Bears first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice, once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Has him on the quick hitter. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's a Chicago first down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
These two NFC North teams have played one so far. It's a 2-score game early. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Bears football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Oh, stiff arm. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. From the 28, he rolls to his right. Hits his target, that's DJ Moore. And he gets this forward to the 19. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun to give to Swift. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10+, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
Touchdown, Chicago! Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Bears offense, look at this. They haven't moved. They're going for 2. They want to run it across. And he reaches the end zone, so the two-point conversion will cut the lead down to 6.
Every once in a while, we don't have to confuse this game. Simply beat the man in front of you. Carry the ball over the line. Rushing football at its finest.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. It's Amir Abdullah with the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Vikings and receiver Jordan Addison getting set for this next drive. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with a home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them. Right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, you're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few bluebirds.
Back to the line they go. It's second down.
Here we go, set.
Straight ahead they go with Jones. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Ready.
Now a give up the middle to Jones. He's contained at the line for no gain. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Hopkinson reels it in. Oh, this big guy is moving! And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings go up by 12. It's a T.J. Hockenson touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Reichert on for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Vikings bump the lead up to 13 points. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Bears and DeAndre Swift set for their next drive. And this is an interesting game for both they and their rivals across from them, Brock, getting a key division matchup so early in this season. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18.
Running with Swift out of the gun. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They're now set for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. On the move, headed right. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And he's out of bounds after getting across the 45. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
And he has a gain of 4 on the run, which runs us up to the 2-minute warning.
Okay, ready.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
70 Lion. Go.
Running behind center with Swift. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The Bears decide to call their first timeout. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Williams from the gun. That's into the hands of Moore. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Bears first down.
70 Timberwolves. Take
Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he gets him around 6 there. That was Stephon Gilmore stopping that play. Timeout Chicago. It uses its second, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Chicago first down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Let's go now.
On the ground with Swift. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your...
And he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears make it a one-score game before halftime. Caleb Williams, the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to...
And he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Ooh, this is so tough, Brock. You understand what he was trying to do, make something happen, ended up outside the pocket, but even some added creativity can't yield 2 points here.
You get down here on these two-point conversions, the real estate just gets gobbled up in a hurry. Not only for the QB, but the receivers as well. Only so much time to try to make something work before that defender said, "Not in my house."
And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. The Vikings with a football here late in the half. They're up by 7. We'll see if they choose to just rest on that going into halftime. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line.
Here we go, Shaq.
First and 10, here's McCarthy. Pass complete, that's Devin Duvernay. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
On the double.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10.
Shaq.
McCarthy looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings will add to their lead at the end of the half. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings double their lead to 14. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. He fields it from the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Bears back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And they'll need to be judicious in using that final timeout, Brock, but they still could put a scoring drive together before the break. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. First and 10. It's taken in by Roma Dunze. Down the left sideline he goes. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears make it a one-score game before halftime. It's a Roma Dunze touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
So once again, the Bears trying for 2. They'll try to run it in. And he will reach the end zone, so a perfect ending to the first half. They get a touchdown and tack on the 2-point try. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Abdullah now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. We will not get another play here, Brock. That's to an E. Time's going to run out on the half. So at the end of 2, the Vikings playing Road Warriors here. They've got the lead. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, and it is the Jets.
The rest of the league can wait. We'll see how they're faring later. Our focus, it's on these two teams as we skip halftime and get right back to this contest. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Here comes the offense for the Bears to begin the second half. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They run with Swift. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought to the ground by Cameron Bynum. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 32. Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach, your play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Jeremy Chin there on the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 46. Cut out left. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st down, here's Swift. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
He's on the move. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a 1st down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
On the give, it's Swift. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
Working from the gun, Williams. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Here we go. Shot.
Williams to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So they're left with 4th down here. He'll throw it. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete.
Hey, drops happen. It's a part of the game. But unfortunately, that's an opportunity he and his offense can't get back. 6 points that literally went right off his hands.
The Vikings and their QB J.J. McCarthy returning to the field on offense. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, hitting They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Ready?
McCarthy to throw it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
And he's brought down for a loss. They're on the tackle, the rookie out of Auburn. On 3rd and long, it's McCarthy. Pass complete to Duvernay. And he gets him a small chunk of yards there before he winds up out of bounds. The Vikings getting their punt team out. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Bears and this running back headed back out for a new series. 58 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be Bears football. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43.
19, Tiger, 19. Shut up.
This is Swift. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Jeremy Chin there on the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Go.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. Able to get it to Moore. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Now a give to Swift. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
Set.
3 quarters in the books from this one. The Bears have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing.
Ready?
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Cougar 19. Set. Ready?
Staying grounded with Swift. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready, ready.
Going run again with Swift. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Here we go.
Now here's Williams. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and goal. They've got 4 chances to tie this one up. They'll run now with Swift. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hold the ready.
Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal.
70 Timberwolf. Here we go.
Again, it's going to be Swift. And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5.
On the set.
And this is now a 100-yard game for him after that last carry. Man, what a strong day he's had running it for this offense. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nothing on that play, and now it's 4th and goal from the 2. Looking to throw. Headed out right. And he has the Chicago touchdown. The Bears come through to tie it in the 4th. DJ Moore the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
They're going to try and run for it. Just like they drew it up. Into the end zone he goes, and they're up by 2 here in the 4th. they got the job done. 2-point conversion successful, and as a result, a 2-point lead for them in this second half.
Yeah, the biggest deal right there, it really didn't matter if they kicked the PAT or went for 2 and ultimately got it. The most important part was breaking the tie. And I'll tell you what else it does, Kate. It really starts to mess with that opponent's chart over there. Everyone has them going into the game. When do I go for 1? When do I go for 2? Yeah, this coach just sped up that entire process with that decision.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense back to the field now. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Back to throw it. Able to find Hawkinson. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And this will be his second effort of the contest. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. He breaks a tackle. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Bronco 80. Come on.
Here's Swift to start the drive. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Bears lead by only 2. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Cowboy 80. Set.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Swift. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Viking 18. Let's go now.
On the carry, it's Swift. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40.
60 Eagle. Here we go.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Now the Vikings use their 3rd and final timeout. 2nd and 3 now.
Let's go.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Chased out to his right. He's keeping... Oh, no, the ball is loose. And they jump on top of it. Oh, a clutch recovery to clean up the mistake this late in the game. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Here we go, set. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
Running with Swift out of the gun. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Set.
Running behind center with Swift. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. The Bears decide to call their 1st timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So now, here's 3rd and goal.
Ready?
He's back to throw. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. 3 touchdown catches in one game is rare air, Brock. Safe to say most guys who retire can name every time they did that here in the NFL.
Yeah, I hope he remembers it, but also remember this. Receivers, they're a dependent position. They're dependent on the guys doing their job up front. They're dependent on the quarterback putting on the spot. And usually, when you reach a milestone like this, you love to share it with everybody else. And my guess, especially if they could find a way to win this one, is this receiver will celebrate it with all of his guys.
So now the Bears getting set. Big moment coming as they go for two. Keeping it on the ground. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this two-point attempt fails. Well, that was their chance to officially put it away. Couldn't do it, so it stays a one-score game in the final seconds.
And Kate, right now, however small it may be, it does leave some hope, a glimmer of hope on the other sideline. But you know what it's going to take? One of two things. An explosive return here or an explosive play. Not enough time to get a sustained drive, and defense, special teams going to come to the forefront.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. They have a chance to tie this game back up, but they got to get this to the end zone first on a touchdown, and then again on a two-point try.
Got it. Ready?
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Set.
Here he is to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Trying to push it deep downfield. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So the Bears come away with the win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Bears winners as we say so long from Chicago.